You talked about kind of what the marketplace is looking for right now. What are you looking for with the agents you're recruiting? Being a leader is keeping who you're allowing into the team and into the circle. Like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, we've really talked about that a lot lately. Number one, people want to do the work, right? I think that gets exposed very, very quickly. Everybody talks great game. Everybody has, reasons why they don't. And that's been an interesting process for us to identify agents that are just a level 8 or 9, talent, but in a level 2 or 3 opportunity, right? And so I'm trying to find those people, like who's an 8 or 9, or even 7, 7, 8 or 9 talent, but they're in a level 2 or 3 opportunity. Because all of them are in a 2 or 3 opportunity. What I've talked to so far, like no one has any of the stuff that we have, or the self development, or the tools, or the process, or the support. And so I'm trying to find those people, like who is out there praying right now for some type of breakthrough of somebody like me to reach out to them, right? And number two, people that are from other industries. We're getting a lot of people still come in, but right now it's a heavy lift, right? It's a heavy lift for people that are brand new outside the industry. And so I want somebody who's hungry, who has something to prove, and that's the two main things, right? I find the pattern is that the people I'm talking to that are making it have something to prove, and typically that'll come up in something happened in their childhood, something that happened with their parents, or they were, parents got divorced, parent died. They have somebody who told them there would never be anything, whatever it is. I'm looking for that edge right now and that chip on their shoulder that can take them and put them in power and give them right tools, and they're absolutely going to run with it. Because I do find that suicide right now in business is trying to push a bunch of people who don't want to do the work and who aren't motivated, right? That's the hardest thing I think is very difficult for a lot of people.
How are you pulling that out of them? I mean, what's the dialogue? What's that conversation? How are you trying to, uncover and pull that hunger and that, they do have that chip on their shoulder. They're wanting to prove something.
Yeah, that's one thing I always been teaching our recruiter and our sales manager, and they've been watching me. And he's like, dude, watch you do interviews way different than the guy before, because I'm going deep about them and who they are and what they do, and I'm looking for the second and third level questions about their story and why. And like they'll give me one or two things that I can go down the rabbit hole with, and I'll be tell me more about that. And I'm looking for like what motivates you? Where do you think that comes from? Where does that come from in your childhood? What was your childhood like? Did you play sports growing up? What was it like when you lost? What was it like when you won? Right? I want the
Mm.
guy who hates to lose. I don't really care about the one who just likes to win when it's convenient. I want the one that hates to lose, because me, I'm gonna fight way harder not to lose than I am to win. And
Dude,
so,
I can't agree with you more. Like literally, I'll assess these days, like probably over the last 10 years, I really assess because I'm like you, I hate to lose. So I really assess the probability of me playing that game based upon my skill set. And if the probability that I can't win, I won't even play. Just
right,
because I know how it triggers me and I know how like I don't like it'll eat at me and like I won't like I will back away from a Monopoly game.
yeah.
That's how bad if I don't have the time to sit and win, like I just won't play. And I just think that's but I love how you can pull that out of people and being able to go and why that's important.
And
That
I'll tell you
that's
the one of the biggest lessons I gave Ryan, our sales manager, and he was like, man, he just had this big aha after like sitting with me a few times. He's like, you go so deep with these people. I'm like, yeah, because I care, right? And I'm trying to connect with them at a soul level. I don't care about your bullshit interview answers, right? I'll tell them that, look, just be real, like open, real. This is a real open conversation. You don't feel like you got to give me the interview answers. I want to know who the real John Kitchens is, and I kind of give them
Mhm.
the opportunity and the openness to be themselves, and they can feel that with me. And then I obviously am able just to kind of go deeper, but I'm just flowing in a state of flow of what I feel from them and what they're kind of guiding me based on their story, based on where they come from, based on what they like, they don't like. And sometimes I don't get them. Hey, what really motivates you right now, John, to be successful in this business? And they'll give me one or two things. And like I interviewed this girl yesterday, and she was kind of like guarded at another brokerage, new home sales. And I finally got her open up when she finally came that, hey, my mom was a single mom and there was 4 kids and my mom never had money for us and we struggled and I had to get my first job when I was 13. And all of a sudden, boom, now we start getting to, and now I start getting to who the core of that person really is and what really drives him. And then that led to, that's why I worked 2 jobs myself through college and get a degree. And then I went back, got my MBA. And so all that stuff kind of started stacking up, and it really came to the ultimate driver was that moment when she was obviously didn't have the dad around, single mom was fighting, saw mom fighting, and did not want to be in that same situation.
Ugh. Dude, that's so good. And does that allow you to kind of anchor into that, even if they do come on board, you still have that as that kind of that motivational trigger that you can push on when,
Absolutely, and,
when they do.
again, it's in a positive light, right? And I just know like people that win like that have something to prove, and it's just for me, like I've been on my own since I was 17, right? I don't ever want to go
Hmm.
back to zero. I'll fucking do anything not to go back to zero and have that pain and eat at Walmart on $30 a week, dude. I'm never doing that again, right? And so that's the thing that I'm looking for, who will be willing to, because like it's a painful process to get good at real estate. It's a painful process to get good at sales. It's a painful process to become elite in this business, and you need someone who has that why behind them to push through that fight.